Hi guys, let's go on talking about the CSL, and let's have a look underneath of the car to let you know what's special in this, okay? Please, come. Okay, we can see it from here because it's all covered, but the steering rack of the CSL, it's different, it's more direct. It's slightly direct than the normal M3, and it's even not the most direct steering rack for that times. The quicker rack is the Z4 Coupe, Z4M Coupe, which shares the engine of the M3, and that is the quicker steering rack you can find. It's very expensive, but you can install on M3 E46. The steering racks from the E30 to the E46 looks from the outside the same. They may have slightly different features, but many people fit a E46 steering rack on a E30 or E36 because the overall dimension and the attach point are quite the same. The hubs or kingpins, this part is a casting. I think it's cast iron. They hold everything from the car to the wheel, the steering, the tie rods, the brakes, the suspension. They are specific for the CSL and they are wider. They make the front track wider. And this part is aluminum, it's structural, and it's the same from the normal M3 to the CSL. On the concept car, they wanted to make it in carbon, and at the end they didn't keep it. Maybe because underneath it's too easy to crack this part, to hit this part, and they didn't want to take this risk. It's structural, and these bolts are 12, and you should tighten at a certain torque, tightening torque, and plus angle. And when I bought my used M3, the normal M3, this was missing. I didn't know it was so important, and I made a world championship without. But at the end, I buy it new in BMW for something about less than 300 euro and fit it, and maybe feel a slight difference. Let's go on. The whole exhaust line is CSL specific. It should have been made of titanium according to the prototype, but at the end they leave the stainless steel and with thinner material. I should cut the pipe and measure inside to show you. This is all thinner, all the pipes, same diameter but thinner. And the catalyst are 200 cell catalyst. It's important because now to buy 200 cell catalyst or 100 cell catalyst, you can pay something around 1,000 euro for a normal car when you want to tune a normal car, because cars come out with 600 cell catalyst. So it was a big present to customers from BMW to fit the 200 cell from beginning. We wish that all sport car now made are going to be manufactured with this, or offer them as an option when you buy the car. These are structural. Leave it there in any BMW, in any M3, okay? Also, when I bought the car, maybe one was missing. Not in the CSL, the other one. This one, from the outside, looks the same as a normal M3, but this is also lighter, and it was a good idea because the normal one weighs something like 50 pounds. By the way, it's a cool idea to make it lighter, because when you pull it out, you can hurt yourself. This is the carbon diffuser. You can see it's carbon even from the inner side. And up here, this is the carbon carrier for the rear bumper. The rear bumper is same as the normal M3. The carrier also is carbon, but is the same for every M3 since before the CSL to the end of production. The arms. These are specific CSL. Look, there is the BMW sticker. This is full aluminum, and they have a uniball at the joints. The normal version is this one. This is the normal M3 arm, just a metal sheet bended. Well, there is nothing wrong with this. You can keep this unless you go to the track and you wish to have an adjustable one. These are the anti-roll bars. This is one, and the other one is in the front, and it's mostly hidden, so I can't show you. They are thicker, and the front one is hollow. It's like a bended pipe. There is no material in the middle, and this was the first car to have this. It's a very smart solution. And here we can see a famous problem of all the E46 cars. All the E46 cars, they crack here, in this area, where the chassis, how can I say, connects with the rear subframe. The rear subframe has 4 points of junction to the chassis. This is 1, 2 in the other side, and other 2 in the front. One is here, and one is symmetrical under here. And they crack. The cars, after years, they all go to crack. This problem can be repaired for about 2,000 euro. They put metal brackets made of steel on the chassis and weld them. It's very important, both the quality of the material and the quality of the welding. On this car, the job was already done before I buy the car, so I didn't have to face this problem myself. And also, I see that when they changed, when they made this job, they also changed this bushing and made them solid, which improves handling. And normally they also generate some vibration, because there is no filter of vibration from the differential to the chassis. But I couldn't feel any extra vibration while driving. When you get this ugly vibration, you feel them as ugly vibration. You see, there is nothing. So it's good. Something that people never know is this. In BMW, they spent time and effort to re-engineer these parts. The housing of the pollen filter, of the air conditioning filter. This is standard. But this is lightweight, low density. It's thinner, and when you hold in your hands this part and the same corresponding part of the normal M3, you really feel how heavy is the other one. And it's something you can't believe until you hold this one in the hand. When you have this one in your hand, you wish to spend the 200 it cost to put it on your car, on the normal M3, as I did. And it's not only this one. If you remove this one, there is another part which has a similar dimension and shape. The part on which this is bolt on, it's lightweight and thinner too. And it's not that easy to re-engineer and manufacture this part, lightweight. It's not so simple as we can guess, because it's not that they simply go to the production line and trim the mold to make the volume less and the thickener lower, because they have to be sure, the engineers, that when you inject the resin, the plastic, the polymer inside the mold, you have to be sure that even in the thinner molding, the liquid plastic flow in a proper way. And they have to be sure that when you remove the part of the molds, it doesn't crack. You have to be sure that after years, in the heat of the engine and in the cold of the winter, that part does not crack. By the way, it's a smart idea to reduce weight here, because it lowers the center of gravity, and if you sum the kilos, I think they save something like 4 or 5 kilos here. When you hold them, it seems a little number, but when you hold them in your hand, you appreciate this. Down there you can see the other one. In the firewall, this part is low density plastic with its own sticker, and it's more lightweight than the other one. I had to change the filter, the air filter to the car, because it was I didn't know when it had been replaced in past. So I purchased another one, wash it with its washing kit and oil, and open the airbox to change the filter. And now I can show you the airbox of the CSL inside. Okay, this is the old filter, inside, outside. Pretty dirty. The new one, the filter is BMC, Italian brand, made in Italy, and it has original BMW part number print on. So since the beginning, the filter is from the BMC company. You fit BMC air filter when you want to tune the car. It's one of the first components you change. This is the lightweight pollen filter housing. Okay, from the top here we can see the two inlets of the air. It's direct from the air intake in the bumper, and this is the snorkel to feed the engine below 3,500 RPM. This is the inside of the airbox, just a layer of carbon reinforced with two pipes. This is not carbon, I think it's simply plastic, and it looks the same as the original M3 airbox, the plastic one, the black one, which flows good. So they only change the external part, but the flow seems the same. So this is the main entrance of the airbox. Here is the flap, the direct inlet, and the snorkel inlet. The most heavy part is this side, because this side is very lightweight. It's just a thin layer of pure carbon. Look inside, just carbon. Unbelievably light and thin and long lasting. It's 18 years inside the engine bay. There is this label on the airbox, Airbox CSL. It's German, I don't understand German. This is the date, September 2003. The car arrived in Italy November 2003, so it seems okay. And this is electric motor that control the flap. I'm tempted to remove this part. It's just a bolt-on, 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you remove this, you should enjoy more the CSL noise. But it works fine, and I think I will leave it where it is. So I don't have to bother leaving original part somewhere in my warehouse collecting dust. Okay, I will tell you how the car performs after everything is back. One other thing. Okay. Look, that red thing, this one, that is the oil dipstick to check the engine oil level. It's pretty difficult to check. You have to pull out the airbox, pull out the sway bar. To pull out the airbox, to unscrew this bolt, I removed the pollen filter housing. It's a little pain in the ass. This is a sensor, I suppose it's the manifold absolute